Hey guys, I'm here to remind you that your good time or your sin or your little dabble in the dark side, whatever you want to call it, does not need to become your habit. Keep in mind what becomes an imbalance. Keep in mind what is bleeding into other areas of your life that doesn't need to be there. Keep in mind that you do not need to let the guilt that you feel from last night's actions dictate the habits that you make for today. Okay? The shame that you feel does not need to dictate your day. Learn from whatever you've done that has you thinking twice. Choose to repeat it. Choose to leave it as a good time. Choose to ration it, as in, I'm going to do this once a week, twice a week. But it does not need to become your personality. It does not need to become an everyday thing. It does not need to become a personality. It does not need to become an identity. The sins of last night do not need to be your identity. You can leave it exactly where it's at and come back to it when you're ready, or choose to leave it the fuck alone. If you do not decide for yourself to accept your own actions and choose to learn, understand, or move on from them or repeat them, someone else will dictate that for you. I hope that you're able to stand strong in what you've done. You know why you did it. You know what you needed to do to survive. You know how you felt in that time. You know when you were feeling vulnerable. You know when you just needed a little bit of help. You know you just needed a little bit of numbing cream. You know why you did what you did in that moment. And though you may see it differently now, the person that you were then and those thoughts are just as valid as the lessons that you've learned, are just as valid as the wisdom that you have gained. Again, you can choose to do it again, move forward, understand, or choose to just make it a, once in a while thing. You can add it to your roster. It doesn't have to be something you totally put away. If you decide to go out to the club and have a couple drinks, you don't have to do that. You don't have to become an alcoholic just because you have a couple drinks. You don't have to let your guilt make you feel like a hypocrite for having a better day today. You're still deserving of being an example of sobriety, of a good businesswoman, good businessman, even though you had a different night last night. Do not let other people dictate the shame that you should feel, the glory that you should feel. Don't let people think that you need to feel FOMO for not participating. Stand firm in what you've done. Understand it. You don't need to regret it. All you have to do is look at what you've done, understand why, and make a plan to either avoid it, save it for sometimes, or continue to do it at your own pace. It's all your decision, baby. As long as you feel good about yourself and you're not hurting other people. And don't hurt yourself either. Don't let anybody make you feel shame for doing what you had to do when you were in a tough spot. They weren't in that tough spot. You were. And just because you did one thing yesterday to get you to today doesn't mean you need to do that same thing again. We can go a whole different route. You are not stuck as whatever decisions you've already made. You're not your decisions. You made a decision, but you are not the decision. There's a difference. You are not a hypocrite for choosing to live a better today than what you did last night, no matter how bad it is. Move on, move forward like we all do, because none of us are perfect. And there's a bunch of stuff that we're all doing that we're not talking about. And whoever's throwing shame on you, I bet they did it twice as worse as you. They finally feel like, oh my God, I can finally project. I finally feel worthy enough to project into someone because someone around me is finally doing something wrong, and I can finally act like I'm the bigger person. There are people that live just to feel that way because they have so much sadness, sorrow, and regret going on in their own life. Don't let them pull you down with them. Don't let that happen, because that'll be your fault. How you feel about yourself, you are the only one that can give yourself the validation you are looking for. No one will say the right exact thing the exact same way you want it to be said. You can only say that to yourself. There's always going to be something in the way of your validation if you try to depend on it from someone else. You give it to yourself. You stand strong in your decisions. You decide to make it better today or tomorrow. That's all up to you. Don't let anybody dictate that. They're haters. Leave that alone. Your sin is only as big as you make it. Let me also say that, right? I've covered that in one of my reels before. What looks to you as a big deal to someone else looks like, girl, that's it. It's up to you to determine how bad you want to feel about yourself. You may be catastrophizing something that you've done. You're putting so much weight, so much guilt, so much shame on a sin. It doesn't even carry the energy. It doesn't even, whatever you're thinking about, the weight that you're trying to put on yourself doesn't even match the sin that you're trying to feel guilty about. Like, you're over here feeling bad for something you've done, and you're putting so much guilt on yourself. It doesn't even measure up to what you think you did. It doesn't. You're putting way too much on it. I can guarantee you that. I hope I said it as best as you can understand, but that's just the way it's coming out. You see, the guilt you're trying to put on yourself does not match the weight of your sin. Like, it's lighten up on yourself. You're being way too hard on yourself, and that's a reminder. I feel like that's for somebody, maybe for me, anybody, shoot, because I always got to remind myself that it's all about up here. With that being said, welcome to episode 4 of the podcast. You know, the P Pod. I'm so happy you guys are here. Thanks for listening to me talk and uplift you guys, because there are people out here with a sole mission to make people feel as bad as they do or worse. So keep that head on strong, because you're the one that's going to get you through all these projections, perceptions, and terrible words that people may have for you. Fuck them. With that being said, I went to a cool free concert yesterday. If you're in LA, you were probably there. It was in Pershing Square. And they had headliners like Trey Songz, Kidding. And let me tell you, I got there early because I wasn't trying to stand online. So I got there around the time doors open. And I didn't stay for the headliners. You already know the headliners are always going to come last. And I'm not standing in the sun that long, I promise you. So I stayed, I had a good time, listened to some oldies, some old Cali bops, some old head bops, some just regular songs that we all know, just having fun with the crowd. You know, kicking it with some friends, which is always healthy, which put me in a good mood for today. I dipped out early. That's just who I am. I'm there and I'm out. But let me tell you, we had to Uber back to my car because downtown LA parking, right? And yeah, the meters are free on the weekend. But I was just trying to make sure that if I went too close, that I wasn't gonna miss out on the parking that I'm passing through. Because you see a bunch of parking, then you be like, oh, I'm gonna find the parking closer, and it's not. And then you got to double back and hope that parking spot is still there. So. But I did the most. I did the absolute most. I walked 30 minutes from my car to the venue. I'm a New Yorker at the end of the day. I don't mind walking. At the end of the day, I am from Brooklyn. I'm an LA girl now, though, for sure. So we had to Uber back because me and my friend were going to walk back to my car, but he was like, we could just Uber. And I'm like, and that's what you want to do? I was grateful because I wouldn't mind the walk, extra exercise. I ain't complaining. But it did help because we was already in the sun. You feel me? Around hella people. Sun is beating. Them little shade things out there don't do shit. I'm telling you that. So that's a little thing I had. This is another reminder to do take time to just have fun. Not everything. Do go with a positive goal in mind, even if the goal is just to have fun. But don't put too much on, I have to network, I have to do this, I have to do that. I did, get some networking done, of course, got to. But I definitely prioritize me just being in the moment, kicking it with my friends, and it really did make a difference. I'm asleep by myself, so I'm glad I allowed myself to have that time. I had a lot of anxiety going, when it comes to big social places, parties, where I have to make my own type of goal, I get anxious, and I didn't want to psych myself out of a good time just because I was anxious. So because I was anxious, I went because I was anxious. So I just thought I'd share that with you guys. Let us move on to, I guess this would be the fourth prompt. Advice that I'd give that I have to constantly remind myself of. I feel like I've been touching on that even with the starting message. Yeah, I feel like I've done that, especially with when I said the guilt and shame that you're putting on yourself does not match the sin that you may have performed. Sin quotation, because even if you perceive it as a sin, that's up to you too. But we're not going to get too much into that because that can cause a whole big conversation, which I don't mind having. Please have that conversation with me in the comments. But for sake of time and whatever, I just keeping it light and simple. I definitely always have to remind myself that it's up to me how I view my own actions. It's up to me if I want to be the one to condemn myself. I don't need to condemn myself. I didn't hurt nobody, and I'm not hurting myself. I'm here healthy. I get better every day, and I keep a routine and a momentum that makes me better every day. And the proof is in the pudding, honey. If you see me, you see I get better every day. So there's that. So let's move on. I will say, I am in a healthy place. Say it with me. I am in a healthy place. Say that when you wake up. That's what I said to myself when I woke up. I felt amazing. So. And I had a meeting for school today, and I could barely sleep because I was so excited to get it done, because it's really something I had to really, really get done. And I was so excited just to make sure I didn't oversleep, even though I had an alarm. But I was just so excited to get it done. I got it done. Great news, everybody. So let me sprinkle good news for you too. Whatever you're anticipating, good news for you too. Good news for you too. So in handling all my school stuff, I came across a crazy realization. Get ready for this, right? So there are things that we've all done in our lives or we're all doing in our lives where it feels like it should have been done. But we keep hitting these roadblocks, and at least we're getting back up and starting over again and again. That's what matters. But also remember, some of these delays, they happen because you were trying to do something on someone else's time. Some people, they, even if it's our parents, they put pressure on us to do things, and it just wasn't the time to do it. But in order to make them happy and get them off of our backs, kind of make it look like we're doing something, make it look like we're doing something worth being proud of, because going our own path, it can be very dry, and we're left with looking like we're not doing anything. So sometimes we do something that we don't really want to do, or it's not in the right timing for us to do, just to make us look a certain way. I've done that, and I came across the realization that, yo, you weren't in the space, you didn't have the stability to do this, you didn't have the mindset to do this, you didn't have the healing to do this, you weren't in the right frame of mind, setting, environment for you to get any of this done. But in order to shut these people up, you did that, right? And you cannot blame yourself for how shit went to shit several times when it wasn't even the time for you to do that. When these people were pressuring me, they weren't keeping in mind all the things that I was juggling, even the things that were apparent and the things that weren't apparent. So I want to leave you with this incredible reminder. I know I keep saying these reminders, but these are all reminders. Remind yourself of these things every day. They really work. They're really golden. When stuff doesn't work out, and it really wasn't part of your calling in that time, you cannot be upset at yourself for them things not working out. You added that on top of everything else you had going on, and at least you tried, because you still had to get this whole checklist of stuff done for yourself. Because you still have to get your own things done. You still have to get your own healing done. You still have to get your own stability together. But on top of that, everybody wants you to do all types of other stuff. One, congratulations for still putting you first by still taking the steps that you needed to take for healing, for everything else. And congratulations for even adding their pressure onto your plate, even though it might not have worked out, but at least you got your stuff done. And I hope you got your stuff done. And even if it's vice versa, where you got whatever they were pressing you to do first, and now you're left with what you wanted to do this whole time, get that done, and congratulations for not leaving it behind. Get right back on that horse. Get right back on that horse. I had to leave some shame behind, because I was like, how come I can't just get this done? But I'm like, it wasn't your time to get it done. You literally was trying to shut some people up. But I'm proud of myself for getting those things done that I wanted to get done. It's just the stuff that they was pressuring me to do that had to take a back seat. And I'm just proud of myself for putting myself first. Be proud of yourself. Get back on that horse. If it ain't the time, it ain't the time. It ain't the time. You got so much more done. And if you can't tell what you got done, go ahead and get a pen and paper out. And at least the first thing you should put down is, I made it through another day. Because that shit is hard as fuck. It can be hard as fuck, So congratulations to you. Congratulations to me. Yay, yay us. I don't know why I did this, but yay us. Yay us. Good energy. I think we're going to do a quick tarot reading. And then let's see if it ties into this message that I do want to tell you guys. Let's see if anything comes out, because sometimes certain things wanna, be a certain way. Okay, so you guys are not gonna believe, as usual, if you watch the other episodes, you see these readings always tie into the message. To start off, and just you wait, because we're gonna end this reading off with something super positive. One of the positive cards that came out. 8 of Swords, self-imposed mental traps, just like we talked about just earlier. Your sins do not determine your identity, your personality, your next choices. They do not determine who you are. What you've done in the past does not determine whether you're going to be a better person today, whether you're meant to be a better person, period. You know what you had to do, and only you can give yourself the validation you need. So let's get with these mental traps. 5 of Swords, we talked about, taking on other people's burdens, the pressure that they put on ourselves. And sometimes that can cause small ego clashes, small disagreements. Don't take that on. Understand what role you want to play in whatever they're trying to get you to do. Understand whether you want to take on a little bit, leave it all the way alone, tell them off, or just get away. Focus on you and determine. Sometimes the pressures, whatever someone is pressuring us to do is might be in our best interest. Anybody can find, the good in anything, right? So in order to get ourselves out of these mental ruts, we also have to determine what we need to just leave behind and walk away from. There are certain pressures that we just don't need. We just don't need that. 10 of Wands, burnout, taking on excessive responsibilities. That can happen when we're taking on the pressures that other people have for us. Let's keep those in mind, and let's remember that we are still worthy, whether we take on these burdens and responsibilities or not, or we choose to take on new responsibilities that we seem worthy and important for ourselves, because we have to fill our own cup first, not the cup that people feel like we should fill. Use your discernment. And ending up on a positive note, Three of Cups is all about collaboration, celebration. Celebrate yourself, celebrate how far you've come, celebrate what cups you were already able to fill, whether it was for your mom or for yourself. Get back on that horse. And make sure you surround yourself around community that's not always trying to put you down for what you didn't do, but supporting you and encouraging you for what you are doing right now. So I love this reading, as usual, tied in. And I know you see this King of Cups peeking from here, right? We'll end that right here. King of Cups, filling your own cup, emotional stability. And you know where that comes from? Emotional stability, knowing how to take care of ourselves, voicing what we need, voicing what we want to leave behind, and standing firm in that conviction. Love you guys. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. Angel numbers. Let's see. Ooh, 999. I saw 999 a lot. Let me go ahead and put that like right there for you guys. The end of a major life cycle, welcoming new beginnings. Whew, you know, nine is a universal number. Nine is powerful. 3, 6, 9. You know, if you know anything about Nikola Tesla, you know the 3, 6, and 9s are super important. Let me know if you want to learn more about that. Comment what you know about that already. I'm excited to end these cycles. Let's end the cycles of mental traps. Let's end the cycles of putting other people's visions and goals for us before our own. Let us welcome a cycle of community, of balance, of retreating when we need to. Let's welcome a balanced sense of self. Let's welcome a better frame of mind around our identities. I embrace that I am far beyond what anybody tries to make me feel bad about, what anybody tries to tie me to, what any assumptions that people try to make of me. I am far beyond that because I have the capacity, the capability, and I've been creating the momentum of becoming way better than I could imagine I could be right in this moment. I thought it would have taken a little longer to be this happy, but I've become within myself first exactly who I dreamed of being, and I realized that's the way. So whoever I see myself, the environments I see myself being in, I am that person now. I am that person I need to be in those environments now. I don't wait for those moments to come. I am the amazement, baby. You are the amazement. You are the star. You are the show. You are the role you decide to play. And I'm proud of you for whatever you choose that to be. So proud, so proud, so proud, so proud. As promised, so you remember the cocktail, the mental health cocktail that I talked about last week? Okay. So what did I pronounce it as before? Domania. I think it's. Okay, hold on. Let me let me go figure out what the real way to say it is, because I said it. I totally butchered it last time. Let me go ahead and remind myself what it's actually called. So it's pronounced Dominia, but you understood what I was saying, because I put it the picture there. So as promised, I don't know if you guys were able to guess. Take your last guess before I let you know what the second herb is out of 3. Kava. It's like it feels like little bits of wood, and I know there are kava mocktail restaurants. I follow them on Instagram. I have to go. I want to try her spot out. It's a beautiful young woman. She has her own kava spot. Um, Maybe we can go together if y'all are down. I'm down to go. Let's go together. Um, Nice to have a little friendship date. Let's do it. So it promotes just, that overall relaxation, a little bit of a buzz without the hangover, without the need to drink. It's a pretty popular drink substitute used in a lot of mocktails. I'll include more information below, but y'all got one more herb to guess. Like I said, I know that my cocktail, the benefits I get out of it are in pair with my daily routines. talking to you guys included, my diet, my exercise, my daily decisions, my mindset. And, but I'm not willing to take it out of my routine because I really feel like I feel like it's a good addition to whatever I got going on. And it makes me feel it's cool to have a different thing to drink that's not alcohol. I'm still drinking something, just happen to not be alcohol. So I like that too. I think it's really cool. It makes me feel all healthy and like a herbalist, like I'm one of them spiritual girlies. I have a little bit of that in me. I'm not totally like earth girl or nothing, but well rounded, well rounded. So we covered a lot today. We covered a lot. Let's do a quick recap. Don't let the sins of last night determine today. Your sin is only as big as you perceive it. The guilt and shame that you're giving yourself probably is not. It doesn't compare to the sin that you think in your mind. You're putting way too much on it. You're being way too hard on yourself. Go ahead, make sure that you leave time to just have fun with some friends. Go out, go see a concert. You don't have to spend the whole time there. Go ahead and surround yourself around some cool people. Have a good time. The only goal in mind could just be to have fun. You don't have to always make something so serious. Having fun is still a productive thing to do. It is, because it really does make all the difference. When you put yourself and your free spirit first, that really, it shows in your work, it shows in your business, it shows in how open you are with others, and your soul can feel that. So keep that in mind. We covered advice that I need to remind myself to take, and that's just to not let anyone dictate the amount of shame that I should feel. Not let anyone dictate the amount of responsibilities I need to put on my own plate. I know what I need to do, and yes, I'd love to make people happy. I'd love to look a certain way to people. But at the end of the day, this is not their life, it's mine. And I trust in my process, and I trust in my dreams, and I trust that I'm leading myself down the right path. I am in a healthy place. You are in a healthy place. Those delays weren't yours, baby. Delays happened because you were in that 10 of wands energy, burning yourself out by trying to put what you needed first, but also adding on the expectations of other people. It's going to work out when it needs to work out, whether you need to save it for later, totally discard it, or find some type of balance. Certain things don't work out in certain times because it wasn't the time to do it. You were just doing it because someone really was trying to project onto you, and you don't need that. You don't need that. Insert J Cole, insert J Cole meme here. Stick to your plan. Certain things don't work out because it's not your plan, baby. It's just not your plan. Stick to your highest plan. What is the plan you feel in your gut? That thing you can't stop thinking about. The thing that drives you daily. It's okay to take advice. Okay, there are certain things that we don't want to do that someone else's advice may help. But keep in mind and watch out for what's burning you out, because you need to take care of you first. There are certain things that you're battling that people just can't see. So sometimes you just gotta accept that they might see you a certain way for a little bit, but everyone has their seasons, several, because it takes time to build into a success. For some seasons, some people may look at you with the side eye, or try to look down on you, or try to. But at the end of the day, you know the work you're putting in. God knows the work you're putting in, and that energy is going to come right back to you. And all that scoffing they did, they're going to have to sit in that when you're now doing the looking down. We did a tarot reading. We reminded ourselves to get ourselves out of those mental traps, out of that burnout energy. Surround ourselves with celebration, people that are going to celebrate, community that is going to celebrate with us and support us in what we are doing now, instead of condemning us for what we didn't do or what we couldn't accomplish back then. Because just because I didn't accomplish something that you wanted from me doesn't mean I didn't accomplish anything. I just didn't accomplish what you wanted. That ain't got nothing to do with me. So you can keep that and you can go away with it. And we did angel number 999, closing off old chapters, new beginnings. 9 is such a powerful number. So as we end this episode, take everything I said and let's begin this new chapter. Think bigger yourself, babes. You've done better than you probably think right now. Go ahead, take out your pen and paper. The first thing you write is that you made it through another day. After that, make sure that you make a list of everything that you have been doing for yourself and everything that you've been doing for other people that may not have worked out or did work out, but they're for other people. Keep in mind what you've been steadily working on and you haven't given up about yourself. That's where you should be focusing your attention, is that you didn't give up on yourself. You still have these goals and you're still working towards them. You're still putting mental energy towards them and you're still considering them. Congratulations on your new beginning, on your new chapter. Thank you for coming to episode 4. I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. Peace.